everybody, and welcome to another edition of Fire Up! Are we fired up tonight or what?
Fired up.
Let's go.
All right. Let me introduce my panel. Smoking Jeremy B., my co-host. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you, Candy?
I'm doing good. Let's put you up like your co-host in here. Like, moving on up, huh, Jeremy?
Underwood. What's this about Underwood?
And then, Ralph, how are you tonight?
Oh, I wasn't in a better mood until this game started.
Whatever game could you possibly be talking about?
The Cleveland Browns game, and it's not looking good for the Steelers right now. So
it's early.
It's early, yes.
That don't mean anything. You got to strike early. Score touchdowns, not field goals.
I don't know. I was watching a team that was down 23-7 and came back and won 26-23.
The only thing that matters is the W. So what it ends with is what matters. Let's face it. The Packers beat the Bears this last weekend, and it was, they weren't ahead some of that game. So
they let this loser Jameson Winston score a touchdown. Oh, jeez.
And then our other panelist, Pensman Sports. How are you tonight?
I'm all right. I'm good. It's sloppy in Cleveland, but we'll get the win. I'm not worried about the Browns at all. It's an AFC matchup.
Okay, Joshua Dorr, you're a Ralph Williams opinion show fan. Good for you.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't have it on last night, Josh. I had 2 meetings back to back, and then I had a rough day yesterday. So between all that, I wasn't putting it on last night. So
we get it. Times, things happen, life happens, and gets in the way sometimes. I completely understand. Well, just so everybody is aware, next week, Thursday, is Thanksgiving. So we will not be doing a show. Tonight is going to be our Thanksgiving edition because we want all of you to enjoy time with your family and just to be thankful because there's a lot of things to be thankful for.
I might go live on my channel just because I'll be bored.
You might, but the fact of the matter is there's technically 3 football games on that day, and 2 of them in my household I know will be watched.
Oh, one will be watched in mine for sure.
The first and the latter, of course. The first one being who takes the stage, Jeremy? The first game. I was gonna say you're not playing the game.
These guys, the Lions.
And who are you guys playing?
Some team that don't know how to win this year.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm glad that was all fake news that somebody reported in the chat.
So it's the Bears against the Lions, right? On Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
And then who gets the second game?
That's the game that almost America will take their turkey bowl nap from. That's Giants versus Dallas.
Yeah, is that Little Giants?
Yeah, it's the Little Giants versus America's most hated team.
Yeah, because it should be the third string quarterback, right? Because it's
either going to be Tommy DeVito or Tim Boyle. Yes, that's right. The New York Giants have signed Tim Boyle.
Oh my goodness. And then the Miami Dolphins are going to travel all the way up to Green Bay and play in Lambeau Field Thursday, Thanksgiving night.
Too bad it's not today because you guys got an inch of snow and Miami would just fall apart.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be cold because Miami's never good in cold games. So, but that's a week away. So let's talk about what's happening in the sports world lately. So, Ralph, you're talking that your Steelers aren't looking too good right now. Is that what you're saying?
No, they're down 7-3 to the Cleveland losers here, but we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Should be
What-
up 14-0, but that's beside the point.
Okay. Okay.
We
So
can't block. We can't kick. We can't. Too many pre-snap penalties.
J.D. Watt.
Can I say
What?
something quick?
Of course you can.
Daniel
Now,
Jones.
now we fumbled the ball.
Daniel Jones said goodbye to the organization at 3:00 this afternoon.
Who did?
Get out of here, for real.
For real. Daniel
Good
Jones
for
said goodbye to the organization. He said that he wants to take the rest of the season and just take in what happened. It was on him that he should have won more games. It's tough for him to win games. It's his responsibility. And he was talking about his shoelaces being untied during the Eagles game. That's why he tripped on that long run that I keep mentioning on my channel. My subscribers that are, if they are here, they know what I'm talking about. So Daniel Jones is taking the blame. He should have played better, but at 3:00 he said goodbye to the organization.
Wow.
I was, yeah.
Wow,
So,
that's interesting.
so Trevor Lawrence 1.0 just retired. They have
Don't
the
know.
same. They have the same team record.
Yeah.
They have the same team success. Yes, he did play safety today. I saw that, J.D. Wyatt. But at 3:00 today, he decided he's taking the year off.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I do have the
I saw
practice
that earlier.
injury report here for a couple of teams, and it's pertinent because it has to do with Candy's team in the lovely 49ers. I have the injury report for both teams right in front of me.
There you go.
Jair Alexander, knee, PCL, did not participate, possibly maybe out for the year. Edrin Cooper, linebacker, hamstring, did not participate. Everybody else was either a limited or a full participant. So they're getting healthier, but that Edrin Cooper, with the way he was in playing all year, it may hurt if he's not a go this week. Because losing Jair is one thing, but losing a linebacker that has been like your best pass rusher and your best tackler on the team, that's a whole nother story.
Yep.
Nick Bosa is resting his oblique today. Tatum Berthune did not play. Jacob Cowland did not play. And Kevin Givens did not participate. Everybody else was either limited or full participation for the San Francisco. Bosa
So,
said today he's playing.
so do we think Purdy's playing? Because he's saying he's a game time decision with his sore shoulder, throwing shoulder.
According to this, he's not even on the injury report. So I say he's playing.
Okay. Okay. Um, that'll be interesting. Yeah, because he says he was still limited today. He didn't do as much yesterday, but he did a little more today. That was via Kyle Shanahan. So
Mm.
um,
Yep.
I'm guessing he's
So
not going to.
they're not adding him to the injury report. I'm saying he's playing.
Yeah.
Because if he wasn't going to play, he'd be on the injury report enlisted somewhere. You know, I love it when coaches do this. You know, Bill Belichick was good for that. Well, this guy's kind of banged up, and this guy's not kind of banged up, and they wouldn't even be on the injury report. And all of a sudden, come Sunday, yeah, they're playing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, what games are we looking forward to this weekend? Let's start with this weekend in the NFL. We'll start with the NFL.
Well, of course, I'm looking forward to see if the Lions can continue their domination over bad teams. But other than that, I am looking forward to the San Francisco Green Bay game because this has implications for playoffs for both teams. Because if the 49ers don't win, their their playoff chances diminish greatly. Whereas if Green Bay doesn't win, they slide further down that ranking poll. and that allows another team with the same record in there from another division. Because right now it looks like 3 teams from the North are in.
I would agree with that.
I'll tell you a great game.
Cowboys.
And I'm taking. I'll tell you a great game. Panthers and Chiefs, and I'm taking the Panthers to win.
You laughed way too fast on that one, Ralph.
I know. I
Nope.
should have held my laugh. It would have been,
Commanders, Cowboys. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that's
Commanders
gonna
have
be a
a
good game.
Commanders have a 10-point favorite. 10. That's insane.
Hasn't mattered. Hasn't mattered.
Here's a good division game in the AFC. Broncos Raiders. That's gonna be a good game.
You
Yeah,
gotta
good
love
false
it.
start on Cleveland.
10-point favorite.
How about Arizona, Seattle?
Yeah,
That's
that's
gonna
going
be
to
a
be a
good game.
battle. Yes. You got 2 teams looking for first place in that division, believe it or not.
And Ravens versus Chargers, because now they're both playing for their playoff lives.
Mm-hmm.
I still got the Chargers winning. They got the best defense in the NFL right now.
Bears. I mean, Vikings Bears at Chicago. I mean, that's that, I don't know.
Yeah.
This one's interesting. Titans Texans. Same division. Titans Texans. See how that
In
works
Houston,
out.
though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Texans are going to win that game. They should.
They might not cover, but they'll win.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so what about college football? What games are we looking forward to this weekend in college football?
Indiana versus Ohio State. I want to see Indiana win bad.
Yes, I do. Likewise. Thank you, Kurt Signetti from Pittsburgh. Yes, indeed.
But I want to see is that kid that he brought in, the cornerback. I want to see him pick off that Ohio State quarterback 3 times.
Michigan and
all?
Northwestern. Michigan and Northwestern for me.
Well, that's not even a game. Come on.
Hey,
we don't have a
hey.
quarterback. We don't have a running game. We don't have an
Hey.
O-line. We barely have a defense.
Hey, that's my
Northwestern.
team.
They
That's
got
my football team. If they do good or bad. So
I know it's my football team, but God, I gave up. But then good news is
you can't give up.
I'm excited for next year. We flipped Bryce Underwood from LSU with a $12 million NIL deal today.
Seriously, you can't give up on them.
I gave up on
Really?
this season.
You're lucky Scott's not in here.
That's true. That's true. I think
I'll tell you
Scott
what, this might not be a bad game here. Illinois Rutgers. I love Illinois right now. The Fighting Illini are really, they've been winning some games against Rutgers. Greg Schiano. I mean, Schiano's been around forever. Rutgers can surprise a few people. This might not be a bad game either. I agree with Indiana, Ohio State.
I've rooted for Illifraud a few times before when they were supposedly good on paper. I don't do it anymore.
Hey, Georgia got a real tough game, man. They got to play UMass.
Oh, yeah. Well, after losing to Vandy, it might be a tough game.
Yeah. Yeah, or Alabama last week against Mercer. That was a real tough one.
Oh, yeah.
You are too funny. You two guys are too funny. I mean, I will tell you, Wake Forest comes down to play Miami. So that'll be an interesting game. So I'll be on the field taking pictures for that. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'll be honest with you, there has been if you live down here and you've always lived down here, you would say there's a cold front coming through. If you lived up north and you are down here, it's a cooler front, maybe.
It's a crisp fall day.
It's supposed to be 71 degrees.
That was close. I was going to say, was it 50?
At night, we're supposed to get down to about that. So, yes.
Okay.
But
that's a normal fall day for a
miss
in Florida.
Miss and Hopkins miss.
Let's go.
No, miss.
Are there any other games that we're looking forward to this weekend? being you, I would say
Yeah.
college game.
BYU Arizona State looks like that could be a reasonable game there.
I'm
Wow.
kind of looking forward to the Army Notre Dame game. They're actually playing that at
yes.
Yankee Stadium, so that's different in a different venue.
Army
So
Notre
that's
Dame.
Army Notre
hope-
Dame. Yes.
I hope
Army
Army
whips them.
runs for 350 yards on them and whoops their butt.
Yep, so do I.
Notre
Thank you,
Dame
Jeremy.
doesn't deserve to be good. Ever since they lowered their admission standards so that they could get better athletes, and they refuse to join any type of Power 5 conference, they can kick rock.
Oklahoma's going to get smoked. They play Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Who else? Anybody else? Any other games you're looking forward to?
Oh,
I've been trying to look on the schedule for another win for the Red Wings, and I don't see one.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
yeah,
But
I
I also
don't want
don't
to
see
talk
any
about
of it.
the Penguins.
I don't see any ahead for the Penguins either.
I'm
No.
used to it. I'm used to it. Hockey and basketball is like really. It's
Tough
like
to watch.
it's a slow death for me.
Yeah, the 76ers. What happened on paper? That roster looked great. Did you guys
You would
hire
think.
Doc Rivers back?
Please.
No way. No way.
Please.
Because they're playing like it
He just got fired.
from Minnesota.
Yeah. I heard that he got fired.
You
I
heard
thought Candy would be all over that. That's her team.
Wait. You heard what?
That Doc Rivers got fired.
Today?
I don't know if it's true or not, but
Because he got fired like 2 years ago, but I haven't heard anything lately.
yeah, he got fired. He got fired. Yeah, I'm talking about this year, like recently. Unless somebody put a hoax out.
More than likely, somebody put a hoax out.
Someone put a hoax out.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
There's 11 people in the chat. Hit that like button, people.
Yeah, I don't care what platform you're on. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps every algorithm. Jim Jackson, it's good to see you here. And I do have an update on J.I. Little baby Elijah was born this morning.
Oh, we miss Jay. Good. Congratulations, Jay.
Yeah, congrats, Jay. Life as you know it has ended.
Sleep as you know it has ended.
Yeah, it's
for the
ended.
next
Yeah,
few years.
There you go.
Your sleep pattern will never be the same.
Unless you buy that product, the joke product they put on Facebook all the time, that nappy time. Chloroform works. That's all I got to say.
So no, as far as I have read, there is nothing about Doc Rivers being fired. I did see a slight article that says him and Giannis got into it and didn't agree on some things. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that, because there have been some reports that Giannis isn't happy and Giannis might leave. And let's face it, here's what I'm going to say. As a Bucks organization, you have to be very careful. You do not want to become the New York Jets of basketball and let your star player GM. But in the same breath, you also don't want to lose your locker room. And who's going to be best to keep your locker room? Is it GM or the coach? So that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Doc
Candy
Rivers
with the
had been
burn.
fired, Candy might be doing the happy dance.
Yeah, Candy's got the burn today. Don't be like the New York Jets.
No.
Firing Joe Douglas. So, and there was a report by ESPN that morning, just before the firing happened, that Woody Johnson went to Robert Salah and Joe Douglas in week 4 saying Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'd be pissed too. That was pass interference. I seen that. Give it to him, Pickens. That was pass interference.
So with that report coming out, and then you hear about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers have a bad game, and then they fire Robert Salah after the London game, right? He has another bad game after they trade for Devontae Adams and make all of this stuff happen, and they get worse. They fire the GM. It all makes sense now on why Woody Johnson is firing everybody. And he literally said at the back end of the interview, he's kind of sick of Aaron Rodgers, too. They catered to the guy. They put everybody he wanted from the Green Bay Jets, turning him into the New Bay Jets, or the New Bay Packers, whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've had Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard. At one time, they had MVS. They had now Devontae Adams.
Yep.
They were rumored to get David Bakhtiari. If he wouldn't have turned in his retirement paperwork, he probably would have been a Jet.
Mm-hmm. Rex Ryan says he can, there's nobody better for them than he is. What do you guys think? You think Rex can help?
I think he should be the interim right now. Maybe he can straighten that ship, because defensively, that should be one of the most dominant defenses in the NFL right now with who they have on it. But the inconsistencies and everything else.
Predict an AFC Championship game again. He can predict an AFC Championship game again, like he did a couple of years ago with Mark Sanchez.
Hey, they were one butt fumble away from a good season.
Yeah, the butt fumble.
Yes. So you think that they would do that? You think they would hire Rex back?
Why not? At this point, why not?
I would.
Ralph, you don't think so, huh?
No, I don't.
I think
they're just going to let the season. I think they're going to let the season ride out. Tell Aaron Rodgers to retire, and get another bad first round pick. They're going to be the Jets again. They got to go out and get a decent coach.
Oh no, actuality, they're
get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Get him out of the place. Gone.
No, in all actuality, their drafting over the last 3 years has been fantastic. It's their free agency and trades that haven't worked out too damn good.
I get it. So, Ralph, what's the score update?
It's 10-3 Browns.
Okay.
At the half.
Okay, at the half.
Lots of football.
What else? Yeah, there's still a lot of football left. And 10-3 is nothing. That's one score.
No.
I have
we should be up 21-0. That's what we should be up, but we're not, because of pre-snap penalties, and we can't stop Myles Garrett, and we can't block when Justin Fields is out there on a 4th and 1.
And the missed field goal.
A lot of mistakes. A missed field goal.
Yeah.
And the Pistons, while being down 47-65 at halftime, have forced over the Pistons. They were down 47-65 at halftime to the Charlotte Hornets. That forced overtime. It's 109-109.
Nice.
Wow.
I can't believe I can say the Pistons look better than the 76ers this year, because they did beat them once.
Still early season yet in the NBA, isn't it?
68 games left. I think there's like 68 left.
Yeah, it's 10-3. They scored a touchdown. They let that washed up Jameson Winston beat them.
And it's already halftime.
Yes.
Boy, this game's going fast.
Yeah, it is.
Early 3 from the Pistons in overtime.
And the officials better get their act together in the second half here.
They won't. They like doing the home cooking thing. I have the feeling what is this, a 3.5 point Steelers favorite on the road, right?
Yeah.
They're going to win by 2 or 3. What? It'll make
They
the
always
bettors
do.
happy because 80% of the money is on the Steelers. Follow the money in Vegas. 80% of the big money is on the Steelers, which means the Browns will cover. The only team that isn't allowing that to happen this season is who?
Detroit.
Amen. Because we're the only team. We're the only team that says BTA belts to you know what.
No surprise.
You're not scoring, and we are.
No
After that NFC
surprise.
after that NFC Championship game, Dan Campbell said we're going whistle to whistle every game from here on out, and he finally got it going versus the Seahawks, and he hasn't let up yet.
Mm-hmm. Red Wings just went final 2-1.
They won.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes! They came back and won.
Against
checked
the
earlier.
Islanders.
That's actually a decent team. I'm surprised.
You see that, Sullivan? That's how you take the lead and that's how you come back and win. Learn, Sullivan, learn. Come on, Sully.
Well, during that West Coast stretch, they did a thing and they checked with all the teams in the NHL, and the team with the least amount of shot on goal and the most shots amount against were the Red Wings during that 3-game West Coast trip in California. And we also fielded the oldest front line in the NHL by average age because we hired the 82-year-old Patrick Kane back for another season.
So one of the people that I would like to recognize tonight, and we don't normally talk men's tennis, but we saw the retirement this week of Rafael Nadal. He has been on the tour for more than 20 years. He has 22 Grand Slam titles, 2 more than Roger Federer, and second only to the 24 of I can never say his name, Novak Djokovic. He started his career playing Davis Cup. He ended his career playing Davis Cup. But he is probably one of the greatest, best athletes ever in Spain. So kudos to his long career, his longevity, but also knowing when to go out.
Yes.
Well, yeah, when his
Yes.
average speed of his serve went from 132 to 122, 10 mile per hour drop, it's almost time to say, yeah, I'm not hitting it as fast as these young guys anymore. I'm going to struggle. Because his aces are what helped him win a lot of those early. And then he became such a clay court dominant player that no one could beat him on play for, what was it, like 4 straight majors?
Mm-hmm.
I do pay attention a little bit.
Yeah, I see that. And we have to give kudos to UConn's Gino Auriemma, became the winningest basketball coach in NCAA history with 1,217 victories after his squad defeated Fairleigh Dickinson 85-41 Wednesday night. But still, that become the winningest coach. That's pretty impressive because he's even ahead of who
Krzyzewski.
The lady, the woman who used to coach Tennessee.
Are you
She
serious?
she was the one that was. What was her name?
He passed Krzyzewski?
I
Yeah.
believe so. Yes.
Well, he's the women's basketball coach up in Connecticut there.
So former Duke bench boss Mike Krzyzewski holds the men's record with 1,202, but he
Roy Williams
now has 1,217. So he holds the all-time record. Yep.
Candy's over there trying to kill me like basketball and hockey.
I'm just bringing you some of the latest.
I
I
know.
get it.
If anybody, I know. If anybody passes Krzyzewski, oh man, kudos to them.
Correct.
I don't care what sport it is. I don't care if it's men's or women's. Scoring titles, win titles, they need to be applauded. Kudos to them.
They do. I'm just saying, Krzyzewski's got to be keeping the lead there.
Krzyzewski's done, so it's not like he's going to be able
I
to
know.
keep it.
Yeah, John
And
Schneider is doing good though.
those of you who don't know, on Saturday, this past Saturday, I received the Achieving Greatness Award for Media in Pittsburgh.
I saw
So
that. Well deserved, Ralph.
thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome, Ralph.
That is
Thank
awesome.
you.
So let's go to my town. Let's do my town, and then we're going to do a little bit about Thanksgiving. So let's start with my town. Ralph, what's happening besides obviously the game right now going on? What else?
Well, I'll tell you some good news. It's official. Paul Skeens is the Rookie of the Year for Major League Baseball, and the Pirates are looking for his rookie card in the silver, some kind of silver packaging. And if you find it and you give it to the Pirates, they will give you 30 years of season tickets for free.
Mm-hmm. They're looking for the silver hologram in the top
Yeah,
chrome.
right.
That's what they're
Yeah.
looking for. And top chrome has been flying off the shelf here in Michigan ever since, because somebody wants to get it and sell it to some pirate person.
Yeah, and the Pirates are so desperate to get fans in that they got to get his card and give you a 30-year. Maybe by that time Bob Nutting will sell the team or be dead by that time. Who knows?
They're just guaranteeing they have one person show up the next 30 years by doing this.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Because if it wasn't for Paul Skeens, Jeremy, there'll be nobody at 2025 games this year, because McCutcheon's even leaving because of what happened with those two free agents I told everybody about.
Mm-hmm.
Screwed over. And I know Candy Roddy Telez wasn't the greatest player in the world, but let me tell you what, he did a pretty decent job for the Pirates this year. And 2 games before he was supposed to make his $200,000 bonus, they cut him, and that came from Bob Nutting. Okay, I never thought. I mean, I know Bob Nutting's done some low things, but I never thought he'd stoop that low. Mike Wade Taylor was another one. So therefore, McCutcheon and all the other free agents said they don't want to come back to the Pirates. They're done. They're all done. They all
Mhm.
left. There's 6 of them. They're gone. They said, we're done.
Don't blame them.
Yep. And they fired Andy Haynes and hired a new hitting instructor. I don't know what it is with Haynes, man. He didn't do well in Milwaukee, and now he came to the Pirates. I don't know what can solve the Pirates. We've had the Eckstein brothers here, and we can't get nothing done in hitting. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Pensman, what's happening your neck of the woods is kind of the same, but
Pittsburgh Penguins play the Jets tomorrow night at 10:30. Crosby is going for his 600th goal. Can he?
Yeah, I hope he gets it too.
Can he get it tomorrow night?
I think he can.
And
He can, but I
Ovechkin,
think it's a tall ask.
and it's not my town, but Ovechkin is out for 4 to 6 weeks with an injury.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
his record pace is going to be on hold for a while.
mm-hmm. Jeremy, what's happening in your town?
Well, with the Tigers, Tarek Skubal won the Cy Young convincingly for the American League. In Detroit, we had Brock Martin called back up off of his 21-day activation window. We had Ippy called up on Monday, but because he broke a finger and it's not your normal type of finger break, he was put back on the IR for a minimum of 4 weeks yesterday. And we signed safety Kevion Merriweather to the practice squad and waived safety Eric Hackett. That's pretty much it.
So there's been, let's see, numerous things up in Wisconsin. So I'll start with Luke Fickle fired his OC, Phil Luongo. And so now there has been a quarterback that hasn't played, has decommitted, obviously, and is going to enter the transfer portal. And you always see that when you have some coaching, or you typically see that when you have some coaching changes. But most importantly, kudos to Pat Murphy, manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, for being the first manager for the Milwaukee Brewers to actually win National League Manager of the Year. So kudos to him. What a great accomplishment. No, most people didn't give him any credit and thinking that the Brewers would do anything this year. They thought Craig Counsell left for Chicago. In steps a new manager for the team. They thought it would be a lot rebuilding. Christian Yelich went down with an injury and had surgery, and yet they still made the playoffs. Now, granted, they didn't get far in the playoffs, but they made the playoffs. So kudos to them. Down here in South Florida, for those of you that know, yes, we cover the Miami Hurricanes, but we typically also cover the FAU Owls football team. And as everybody knows, Tom Herman was let go of his duties this week. He had let his OC go and his DC go, and now they decided to let him go. I'm not going to entertain who they are looking at yet or who they are interviewing with, because until I see concrete news about that, I'm not gonna.
Go, Ralph! Go, Ralph! Stay still, Ralph.
Nah, Steelers got the football. Yeah.
Okay.
I see Ralph going wind up. I don't know what was it.
I know.
He's over there.
I see that too.
I knew he was excited.
I know.
Calm down, Ralph.
Keep going, Candy. Keep going, Candy.
So the Owls are 2-8 this season. They're in the midst of a 5-game losing streak. So they have had many coaches. Obviously, the last coach that really had success there was Lane Kiffin back in 2018 and 19. We've had a couple coaches since then, and they haven't been able to turn the tide and turn the team around. I can tell you that they play in an okay stadium. It's not it's a fairly good stadium, I would say, but they don't get attendance. They haven't been good, and they're not drawing. And so, is this a really good job? It's a job that has resurrected careers. Like, let's face it, Lane Kiffin that resurrected his career. What I believe Tom Herman will get another job. I just don't know where. But
will FAU bring back TJ Weiss, the guy that was the interim coach that got them to a bowl game before they got Lane Kiffin?
I don't know.
I think it was Mario Cristobal, wasn't it?
No. I'm talking before Lane Kiffin.
But Cristobal coached one of them Florida teams, Atlantic or International. I forget which one he coached.
Florida International, right?
International, okay. Yeah. Butch Davis. He coached one of them too.
Yeah. Butch Davis was the coach that left, that TJ Weiss took over as the interim, I believe, before Lane Kiffin got there.
Well, one of the speculations that I've heard, and this is speculation, is that Ole Miss's offensive coordinator, Charlie Weiss Jr., is considered a front runner. He previously served as an assistant under Lane Kiffin at FAU back in the 18-19 season. So I don't know. There's other names that are out there, and I don't want to get into all the different ones, but that is one of them as well. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see Tom Herman, and I know Scott's going to go into this more. We've been covering him on and off. He is phenomenal as a person. He gets to know. He laughs. He jokes with us. We even bought him a special hat because Scott had such a good rapport with him. But you could tell that he was, how should I put it, frustrated. He couldn't put his finger on what was happening, why they kept losing, why they, so it'll just be interesting to see where he goes. That's what I'll say with that.
Hey, Candy, I got one more topic to talk about before we talk about Thanksgiving.
Sure.
I want everybody's input. I know nobody's a fan of it, but what do you think about the Cleveland Guardians manager getting the AL Coach of the Year thing? Milwaukee got the coach of the year, and I agree with that because he did a solid job. But the Cleveland Guardians got their coach got it.
You would think it would have been AJ Hinch with the way the Tigers came from nothing back and got to the playoffs
That's
and
what I
gave
was
them a
thinking.
run for their money. Yeah, I think AJ Hinch got a little screwed, but I also think they gave Tigers a little bit of love by letting Tariq Skubal, even though he was the most dominant pitcher in the American League. You can look at it. He had the most wins. He had the most strikeouts. The guy was great. But at the same time, I think they were like, well, we can't give the Tigers too much love because they didn't make it to the World Series.
How did the Cleveland Guardians do the previous year? Because was there much improvement? Is that why we're
They were second place the year before. All they did was move up to where they won the division. It was supposed to be the Minnesota Twins to win.
I'm not bragging because I'm a Yankees fan, but we beat them in the division round last year, and then we beat them this year in the ALCS.
Right.
But they had the second best record in the American League. So
yeah,
they did.
Yankees were first and Guardians were second. That's because they choked on a game and we won our last game against Baltimore.
Right.
And I was thinking, and Jeremy, don't get a big head over this, but I was thinking Detroit Tigers or the Baltimore Orioles would get the Manager of the Year award, or Aaron Boone. I wasn't even thinking of the Guardians.
Neither was I, because they basically didn't do that much movement all year.
Right.
They stayed towards the top of the division all year. As a matter of fact, they lost the division down the stretch, if I remember right, didn't they?
Yeah.
No, they started to lose it and they got it back because the Twins fell apart.
Yeah, they were slipping in June, I think. It was either June or July they were slipping, but they got back and got it.
They got back in August, late September. Yep. So, and it's crazy when you think about it. At the All-Star break, when they were talking about all the players that the Tigers should be trading away and amassing draft prospects and doing their rebuild, we had a 0.02% chance of making the playoffs at the All-Star break. So when you go from that to being one game in, you weren't the last seed, you were the one above it. That's one hell of a coaching job. And that's who should have been Manager of the Year. I'm sorry. I'm going to die on that hill.
I saw that. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
What's the matter, Pensman?
That the American League Coach of the Year was the Guardians coach and not Orioles, Tigers, or the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd have had it as Tigers, Orioles, Yankees, because Orioles and Yankees are considered playoff teams every year right now for like the last 5 years. Correct?
Yeah.
Am I wrong, Pensman?
No, you're right.
So they're expected to be there. Nobody.
Yankees are World Series or bust, but they haven't been there in 15 years.
Nobody had the Tigers making the playoffs until they went on their run.
No. That's why I was like, okay.
So I would have had him first. Orioles.
And Hyde is doing
1A, and
Hyde's doing really good in Baltimore too.
He is.
Folks, I have to leave. My power's going on my tablet. So
okay.
Have a good night.
Ralph. Don't forget to check out Ralph.
Thanks,
RW
Ralph.
Media on YouTube and rwmedia.org.
Yeah, and Friday morning, 9 a.m., the External Bum Show. It's going to be me, Jeremy Ballrick. I haven't heard from Leo yet, and my guest will be Will Akins from the Pittsburgh Sports Desk will join us. So as
Ralph, the game's still early, so we can still come back and win. And we'll we'll be 2-0 in the division. Just have faith.
Yeah, we should be up 28-0, but I'm not going to go there.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good one, Ralph.
Have a good night, Ralph.
Thanks, Ralph.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So the only thing I will say, Pensman, is it is interesting. This is Voigt's first year as manager, right? So both him and Pat Murphy to win in first year in their managerial career. That's interesting. And Voigt won it hands down. Like there was 27 writers that voted for him. There was only 2 that voted for Matt and one for AJ. So
I think it's bad.
Yeah, because Francona retired last year.
right.
And now Francona's coming back to coach the Cards.
Ah. Okay. Is that definite?
That's the rumor that's been going around for like 6 weeks now.
That's crazy. I'm by myself in the bottom.
You are, yeah.
Feels weird.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
So next week is Thanksgiving, obviously.
I've heard the stretch.
So what is one of the food items that you look forward to the most to eating on Thanksgiving?
Turkey.
Okay.
Whatever I decide to make because I'm eating solo.
Okay. Okay.
I'm tired of turkey because then I sleep through half the football games, and I can't do that anymore because now that I'm a journalist, I have to pay attention more.
Yes, because you got to talk about a lot more different things, correct? And you write about them, so that makes a difference too.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Let's see what, and I think we're going to be going out for, and I think we're going to a hibachi place for all you can eat. They're having a special, so I think that's where we're headed.
Nice.
But sweet potato pie. Ooh,
Yeah. Yeah,
that
Patty's
sounds
got
good.
it. Patty's got it.
Sweet potato pie.
And then one last thing that before we'll call it a night. Well, before I do that, I'm going to put a plug in. My husband wrote a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It's a great book. It talks about old media versus new media. Scott's been in the media business for over 40 years. It talks about how he's got all kinds of stories in there, all the way going back to his school, an interaction with one of his teachers about writing, all the way up through now. And so he's actually going to be writing the second half of that book coming in January. So
Hey, my face is back.
here it is. The book is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. We're looking to get the audio out yet. Probably, I'm guessing beginning of next year. Maybe at the end of this year, but we'll see. So we're working on that right now. But before we close out the show, one last thing I want, because it is going to be Thanksgiving, I want us to go around the room, or around the three of us, and just say one thing that we're thankful for, whatever it might be.
I'm thankful for the South Florida Tribune because without them, I wouldn't have been found as an editorialist whatsoever.
Thank you. That's awesome. Pensman.
I'm thankful for the same because you got the net. This is the best network I've been on. This is my second channel, and you guys helped me grow majorly.
Awesome. That's what it's all about.
I got 30 views last night in the stream last night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yep. That's what it's all about. We're all about helping each other grow. Obviously, we all want to grow our own channels, but we also want to support each other and help each other. And that's why we invite you guys on. And that's why, as far as thankful for me, I'm thankful to be a part of all of this craziness, all of this, to have all the guests that we have on our different shows. Thank you, Fernando, Team Candy. You got it. I'm thankful for all the people that come in the chat room. I'm thankful for all the intelligent things that we discuss and all the great questions that we have in the chat room. I'm thankful for my husband, Scott, who started this who had a dream and had a thought, and for us to carry it on and see it grow. We started with a website years ago, and then and he started, he's been in media obviously a long, long time. He started in the business in radio and stuff like that. When I first met him, he wasn't really doing anything in radio. He started with Peter Ween and they had a show. And then from there, Peter had some health issues and had a stroke, and they weren't doing that. And so then from there, we started the South Florida Tribune, the website. And then we went from there onto the YouTube. And we've just grown from there. And so I'm thankful for that because I have a daytime job and this is very different from my daytime job. So this is fun. This is cool. I don't really even consider it a job, but so I'm thankful to all of you and all the viewers. So Pensman, how can people watch you or get a hold of you and support you?
I am on YouTube with Pensman Sports, and I'm also on X. Pensman Sports is my handle.
Okay. Jeremy.
Well, that's my name on Facebook. That's the name on the articles. Just throw in the middle initial a T. The podcasting name is Smoking Jeremy B. The podcast is Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions, but you will find me on the South Florida Tribune YouTube channel as well. You can find me on Amazon and Roku on the Huddle Sports Network. You can find me on Instagram at Smoking Jeremy B1. You can find me on Snapchat at Smoking Jeremy B. You can find me on Twitter at Smoking Jeremy B. So I'm everywhere.
You are. You are. So I'm going to put it out there one more time. My husband wrote a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning and the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Apple and Google Books. There's a link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where you can get it links you to the Amazon version of here. It also has a link. We have an apparel site where you can get South Florida Tribune hat, t-shirt, sweatshirts for now this time of year when it's getting a little cooler up north. But you can also listen to our podcast. You can read the articles Jeremy writes. He writes some really good articles. We have a bunch of other writers that do write, and we have teams or colleges that send us all kinds of information. So you can go to our website and read it, www.southfloridatribune.com. If you ever want to be a guest on a show or you have ideas for us, you can always email us at southfloridatribune@gmail.com. Monday nights, we talk baseball on 108 Stitches Baseball Talk. Tuesday nights, we talk football on Inside the Pigskin. Wednesday nights on Sports Exchange and Thursday nights on Fire Up. You never know what we're going to be talking about. Wednesday nights on nofilter.net, we have a show called the Motor City Mad Mouse Show. That would be Smoking Jeremy B with my husband Scott and typically George. And they talk a lot about Michigan sports because it's the Motor City Mad Mouse Show. So what else are you going to talk about, right? And then on Thursday nights preceding this was Fire Up Florida, where we talk hockey, and that's Scott and Rod. They talk hockey and they threw in a little Grey Cup because Rod actually was up at the Grey Cup this last weekend. But if you would watch any of all of our shows, but if you see that red subscribe button, that means you have not subscribed to our channel. Please do so and share and like us with everybody else out there. We appreciate everybody that's been in the chat room. We want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving. Eat as much as you want. That's one day. Don't worry about calories. It's one day, just enjoy it. But if we all could be more thankful and less argumentative and me society, the world would be a better place. But Smoking Jeremy B, you always end us. So could you please take it away?
Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody. But since we are not going to be back for 2 weeks, please be safe, be careful. And if you can't be either of those, at least be good.
There you go. Have a great one, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys in 2. Good night.